Bang, bang, bang.
Oh no, I didn't get it.
Bow, tick, tick, down, tick, 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 down.
Paper stream. Here we go. Yes, tag.
Okay, so like Smash, chatting.
I don't know how tag goes on Twitch.
You just do Smash. Can you create a tag?
All of these are tags and creative.
Oh, okay. Come on. There we go.
You got us?
I got us.
Pop the chat out again. What's going on, everybody? We're just setting up. Gonna be doing a little bit of talking.
Getting setting up, and we want to chat with you.
Just our thoughts on the state of Super Smash Bros. Thus far.
So far, how do we feel about smashing?
Oh, I should have brushed my hair. I didn't tell.
We're getting the good, we're getting the bad, what we're looking for, what could be updated. And that should be all she wrote.
That should be. You would think, right?
Turn us way up, so we should be good.
I know we didn't put it in the title, but we got pop figures. It's Ryu from Toys R Us, R.I.P. They went too soon.
Boom!
He's got the special Hadouken stance. It's not the regular Ryu, it's exclusive. That's what y'all get when y'all come over here. Exclusive.
Alright, we good.
Alright, I'm gonna set us up on some spectate while we just chat.
Alright.
It's a different kind of vibe today, guys. Different kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
playing it chill for now, but we will be streaming in a little bit after this video as well. So
Most definitely.
So stay tuned if you're watching on Twitch. If you catch us on YouTube, check us out on Twitch because we're streaming today.
Phone_wallet_game.
Bayonetta, Falco, DDD Cloud, definitely DDD
What's
Cloud.
going on? Whoever just popped in, good to see you. I can't bet. It won't let me bet.
I don't think they have betting in this one.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard.
We'll start off right there. We'll start off our conversation right there. They need to fix that.
I can't bet on Trippy God, who I believe we played.
Wait, did we do that?
Yeah, we fought Trippy God.
All right, so yeah, well, actually, let's just start off then with the characters of the new Smash game. Again, as you know, they have every character that they've ever had on any Smash game so far playable. Donnie, what are your first thoughts that come to mind when we talk about the characters of Smash?
They're not the same as in the previous versions of the game. Specifically, Ice Climber. I haven't played him, but you have.
I have.
So like you have more experience, but nobody uses him anymore. He used to be everywhere.
Yeah, so they obviously pretty much every character is different in some way. They can't get the exact mechanics from game to game, so obviously they're gonna be different. Some of them are way worse though. So
You used to be a big Snake user.
I liked Snake in Brawl. I was probably not as good when we were playing Brawl anyway, but one of the big things is they took away his proximity mine. He has his remote mine still, but he used to have a proximity mine and a remote mine. So they took away the remote mine, which was his down smash.
Isn't that where that's when you just released the mine?
Yeah, so was his down B in Brawl. His down B was the remote mine. He would just place it. You could place it on the ground. You could place it on a person. Shoopity's in the house. You could place it on the ground. You could place it on a person. Now is that his remote or his proximity mine was his down smash. So it was a charge move. He would like dig in the ground and then lay it, and then when someone runs over, it would automatically explode. Which I liked. In this one, well, no, there's just a remote mine in this one.
Oh.
So I think that's a flaw. Ice Climbers, the Nana can't grab, so they can't do the wobble like they did in Melee.
Right.
Their range is much shorter. So it's just a lot of stuff like that that's going to be slightly different, but it's going to change completely what characters people use. So the tier lists are going to be different.
One thing I don't like, well, I do like that they added every character they've ever created. But what I don't like, which is probably something we're going to touch on later, is the idea of echo characters. And specifically, like a Daisy. Nobody even uses Daisy. They still use Peach, so I feel like that was a wasted slot that could have gone to a different character, like a Waluigi or something.
Possibly, yeah. So
Like, Ken I get. Ken is an echo character, but I feel he's wildly different than Ryu. Cool. Richter and Simon, same character, honestly. I feel like they're the exact same. Waste of a character slot. Peach and Daisy, exact same. Mario and Doc Mario, a little bit of a change. You got the water pack on Mario. Doc Mario has a spin. But still, it's Mario. It's two Marios. We don't need two Marios. That's like Pit and Dark Pit. We don't need two Pits. The only thing they changed is the gauntlet. Beyond the gauntlet, they're the same thing.
Right. Let's see, Shupity. Mac can't recover if he side B's off the edge. That's something that was the same in Smash 4. His side B uses up his up B jump, so if he uses it, he can't recover.
Same for Ike more or less too. He uses 4B.
I'm looking up a list. I think there's a list of like the differences between Echo Fighters to see. Okay, so it kind of goes through all of them. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't like 90% of Echo Fighters because I think it's just a cop out.
So Lucina, obviously Echo of Marth.
Same, different sword.
Both similar movesets. Marth has slightly higher damage when he's tipping them.
Different swords.
I believe his range is also a little bit longer as well.
Because it's a different sword.
Right.
Next battle, Germany versus someplace.
But yeah, so I feel like the Echo characters for most of them don't have differences that are large enough to actually make any bit of difference when you're actually using them.
Like Chrom and Roy, cool. There's a big enough difference that you know they're not the same, but they're almost the same.
They have a lot of similarities, but some pretty major differences that kind of make them separate characters that are good.
I can't stand the thought of having Peach and Daisy, and I have not seen one Daisy. It's a waste of character slots for half these Echoes.
Right.
And even the ones that aren't Echoes. Again, Pit and Dark Pit, I hate the idea of both of them being in this game.
Yeah, I think the thing is as well, so even though the Echo characters are not ideal and they don't always make a difference, they're in there and they don't even take up space really, because you can pretty much put on any character. You don't have to use them obviously, but I think the problem with the Echo characters is that they could have just as easily put somebody else in the game. Well, maybe not just as easily, but there are other characters that we're looking for that we like.
Max easy to punish. I fear no Little Mac just because you get him off the edges.
What else can we say about the characters? Are they even? Do you feel like they are?
No, not even close. Because watch, as we're spectating, I guarantee you all, we're going to see relatively the same. How many characters are there in total? They said like over 70.
Over 70. 76
we're
or
going to see
something like
the
that.
same 8, maybe 10
True.
characters be played.
True. With all the available characters, there's a theme scene. We do a lot of online play, so we see a lot of characters,
A lot of the same.
but there are a lot of the same ones. So there are a few that you rarely ever see. Ice Climbers, for you never see them.
Nope, you never see a Daisy.
So yeah, so do you think Nintendo should work on balancing all the characters, or do you think it's good that there are some really bad characters and some really good characters?
No, I think Nintendo should work on putting in more characters people actually want to play as, and taking out the ones that are flops.
Flops.
Wario,
What about-
in my opinion, is a flop. People don't use him because he's good; they use him because he's annoying.
True. Do you
Dr.
think?
Mario is a flop? Get him out of here.
Do you think that, because obviously there are some characters that are just bad, that are hard to use, and they're not even good when you learn how to use them.
Hey,
Do you think they should change Pit to be like stronger or faster or have longer range, or do you think they should have just, or do you think it's fine? Do you think it's fine that nobody uses those characters?
no, because I think it's a waste of a character slot. Once you realize nobody uses that character, take him out. The
Yeah.
problem was in Melee, people loved the Ice Climbers and they took them out. Versus somebody they didn't like using.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they took out Roy and most everybody was okay because they put in Ike, a character who is arguably better than Roy. Nobody missed Roy.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. But again, with 76 characters, it's going to be hard to get evenness around the board, you know. So I don't mind that there are characters that aren't going to be good and that aren't going to be used, because it's understandable. You're not going to be able to get everything perfectly even and matched up. But what you will have, and I think is good, what you will have is you will have players using those characters that aren't as good, but getting really good with them anyway, because nobody knows how to react against them, because nobody uses them. So like in Melee, Hungrybox uses Jigglypuff. There are very few Jigglypuff players in Melee, especially when you're playing high stakes.
Well, hold on now, because Melee Jigglypuff is good.
She is good, but nobody uses her. I think she's probably harder to use. That's why most people in that game use Fox, Sheik, Marth, because they're a lot easier to use.
Yeah, of course.
So just like that, I think there are going to be characters in this game, you know, in the long run, because again, the game's only a month old at this point, a month and a half. There are going to be characters that are going to be unused by most people, but people are going to get really good. A few people are going to choose to be really good with those characters.
But Jigglypuff got a bad debuff. Nobody uses her anymore because she's whack now. Including me. I don't use her because she's whack.
So like bad characters can be really good because it's all matter about the skill. I agree with that, because there are characters who they will consider low tier, but if someone puts in the time and effort to get really good with them, I think that can be an upside.
You give me a high tier. What's a really bad character in your opinion?
A really bad character, in my opinion, that I've seen or used. Well, let's say Ice Climbers.
Okay, you give me somebody who's dedicated 3 years to Ice Climbers, a good Ice Climber. I'll give you a mediocre Ike, and I guarantee you my mediocre Ike is gonna hammer Ice Climbers.
I don't think so. I would disagree with that.
If it's an average player using a good tier character, they are gonna smash that S tier player using that trash character.
I think in some cases that's true. I don't know if every case will be like that, because, like, for instance, if you play Melee, if you have a really good Bowser sucked in that game, no matter what. So I think that is an instance where you'd be right, where someone who's really good with Bowser is still going to be crap against anybody else. But I think in this game it's a little bit more balanced. But I think generally you're right. Generally, I think that will be the case, but I think there will be a few good players out there who will be able to tip it. I mean, obviously, there's always exceptions, you know. Always exceptions, but I think for the most part, you're right.
Yeah, that's awesome. You gotta pick a character that's suited. Like, I don't care how good you are with Mega Man, I'm taking you down. That's just a fact of life.
Right, good characters can be bad because players can be bad. Right, exactly, like Bowser. In this game, Bowser is a lot better, and he was in Smash 4 as well. But then if you have sucky people who don't play, who don't practice,
all they do is grab you and fall off
then they're not going to be too good. Like we said, there's never been a Bowser I couldn't beat in this game, or in Smash 4. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to some other things that we don't like overall about Smash, moving away just from the characters.
About gameplay though?
Sure. Well, I mean, let's just start off. Let's start off with online.
Okay, biggest thing. 2 big things I hate online. I'll start with one. You can't taunt. They took away the taunts, and they also took away the ability to create your own name while you play, which I understand. Because in 4, you had people doing like Hitler and anus and racial slurs, so that was cool.
Right.
Take the names away, but don't take away my ability to taunt if I just spiked you.
Those
if
were
I own you, I want the taunt.
Those were my. I was thinking about this the other day. Those are pretty much exactly what I was thinking. They took away both of them. One of them I understand, one of them doesn't make sense, because when you take away the ability for people to see your gamer tag, that's okay, because there are people who use racial slurs, who are very vulgar, and Nintendo wants to be kind of that family-friendly console. So I understand that. I don't like it necessarily, but I understand it.
Right, it makes
The
sense.
taunting, however, there are programmers who put in time and effort to make multiple taunts for every character. And the majority of people do online battles, and those taunts will never be used because they took away that ability.
Which makes even less sense because
Hit me.
if you're online taunting, I don't see the other person. It doesn't hurt their feelings as much. But I can taunt in split screen. So if you're right beside me and I just owned you, I can taunt you and we can really fight.
Right.
I can't fight the guy online, so it's safer to taunt online than actually offline.
Right. Also, the definition of taunting is to get into the head of your opponent.
Yeah,
So it's called a taunt, and yet we cannot use it. It's called a
part of
taunt.
the gameplay.
I feel like they made the taunt, but they don't want people to use it for what it's meant for.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make
Whoever developed
sense.
the taunt should be upset.
Yeah.
I think that was a dumb move by Nintendo.
All right. Also, one thing that probably multiple people have been complaining about is in between matches online,
You're stuck.
you're stuck if they rematch you. Well, either way. So if one person wants to rematch and then the other team quits, we're still stuck with the characters that we wanted to use against that same team, but now we can't change it. We can always leave, obviously, but if
Real
we
quick, Shubity hit on it. Instead of calling it taunts, it should be called emotes. I'm okay with that. That's more family
that makes
friendly
more
too.
sense because again, the definition of taunting goes against not being able to use it. But back to in between matches, you can't change characters. You can't even change colors.
You're stuck, and if you want to change your character, you can't fight that same person. There's no guarantee.
Right.
Which is, if I get a really good character, if I get a really good player and I'm not using my main, I want to continue to fight him with my main. Let
Right.
me do that.
Or if it was a close match and you know that if you just tweak a few things, you can beat them. You can be the same characters, but then they change or they don't want to play, and they go back and forth. Whereas in Smash 4, it went back to the lobby where you could change, you could leave if you want, you can change colors.
On
But
that note, I will say that's just for quick play, which is co-op. If you go to the arena, which is only single player, you can hop out, change your character, then hop back in with that same group of people. But again, in the arena, you can only do that single player. So with me and Josh, we can't go to the arena. We have to quickly play.
right, exactly. I'll say one more thing about online is I personally really liked the for glory, for fun difference there because with the online matches, you can pick what the rule set is before you go in, but it's not guaranteed because it kind of picks randomly between your rule set and the opponent's rule set, and sometimes it never even picks your own rule set. Sometimes it picks the opponent's rule set more than once in a row,
Oh, yeah.
which is annoying
That's
because for the serious players out there, a lot of them don't want items or stock, although stock is becoming more of a
More
thing.
common.
I don't mind doing stock. I just don't like having items because, like we say, you live
Items you win.
if you live by the items, you die by the items. So if you are playing on a team who has the items rule set and it's picked, pretty much whoever picks up the most items has the higher chance of winning, which I think is kind of lame.
I'm actually going to be a little bit on the opposite spectrum, where I agree with most of the stuff you said, but I don't mind playing with fighters. I think separating for glory and for fun, it gives you a wider spectrum of opponents to fight, and you just have to you got to adapt.
Yeah.
In my mind, they make Smash with all these items to be a good party game, and it's fun. Yes, I like to play without items most of the time, but it is fun to get a couple of items in there.
Yeah.
Remind you that Smash is a fun game for kids too,
Right.
so I don't actually mind that part as much.
Yeah, I think also the separation of for fun and for glory helped to separate those two categories when you're
That I
playing.
do agree.
Because like in this one, you can get anybody. You can get some 5-year-olds who are doing nothing but jumping off the edge, or you can get some serious players. But it more often than not, we get a bunch of scrubs
Yeah.
because there's no separation between what they want to do. Peer-to-peer connections, yeah.
I haven't actually done that yet.
But yeah.
Never connect. My brother has. He's been playing with his friends a lot. So I can't speak on that too much, but it seems to be okay, I guess. He hasn't really complained to me about it.
All right, yeah. But I guess let's wrap it all up. Again, so far, these are things that are not good or that we like and don't like, but these are things that can all kind of be changed in the future, depending on if Nintendo hears us.
Hold on. We forgot to touch on one really big thing, because I feel like it was mostly negative.
Okay.
I want to hit on this one big thing that's 100% positive. The music in this game is fantastic. They did a great choice getting all the music, some updated tracks.
Yep.
It was fantastic arrangements for every stage. Wow.
Yeah.
Nintendo gets a round of applause for me, and I hate Nintendo.
Yeah, so and everybody loves the music from these classic Nintendo games. So it's super fun to hear the old versions and the new versions, updated things like that. So the music is really good, especially if you are huge fans of some of these series.
Music, they hit out the park. Stage choices, they hit out the park with the Battlefield, Omega, and then to just switch in between.
Yeah.
That they got rock solid.
The variety in this game is very good between the characters, the types of levels, the music, and all the other stuff in between. One of the things that they don't have, though, actually, I guess we can keep going. One of the things they didn't have, like the break the targets, home run contest. Those things were fun. Yeah. In Melee, they had little challenges on there. So,
They took that away for Spirit, which is like the kind of story mode.
Yeah. So I missed that kind of stuff, but we'll kind of see what happens with those.
Yeah. Now, give us the characters we want in these upcoming DLC patches. I know they're on the way. We don't want no Piranha Plant. Give me my Waluigi.
I want the Piranha Plant.
He wants a plant. I want Waluigi. You give me Waluigi, Nintendo. I know you hear me. This will get flagged anyways.
Subspace Emissary, I think was kind of fun, but again, that was Brawl, which overall wasn't the best game in the series.
No, Brawl was terrible.
I think it was a good idea. I think they tried to do that a little bit more in this one with the story mode. I liked it, but again, it was just kind of a little bit clunky, I think.
I hated it, and I hated the Wii. It has a real gaming system, it didn't count. But that's another story for another day.
So your thoughts overall, Donnie?
Overall, I think it's
so far.
It is the second best Smash. Melee, it holds a place in my heart, just for nostalgia probably. Overall, I think it's super solid. Needs a little bit of patching. Needs newer characters. I feel like we're running into the same 10 characters. So just give us people that will actually use who are fresher, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I would agree. There's a lot of the negatives that we've listed are things that I think can be easily patched if there's enough complaints about it, if Nintendo really cares about it. So I think the negatives are easy to tweak. The positives are really good positives. So overall, it's a really balanced game. Even though even though people use this kind of the same characters, I don't mind that too much because I like to choose the characters that aren't widely used anyway. So I still have fun with those characters. So overall, I think it's really good, pretty balanced. Few things that can improve, but overall, so far, again, it's only been out for a month, which is a really short time span for Smash games. Because again, people are still. I think because people are still doing tournaments on Melee, so that's 20 years old almost. So I think Melee is dying now with this game. It's going to just slowly die out over the next couple of years because of this one. But overall, we're doing okay.
Brawl was your first Smash. You're a little young. If you play Melee, you'll understand my frustration with Brawl.
Yeah.
Joker is coming in the DLC from Persona 5, which was one of my Game of the Years for 2018.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Piranha Plant, Joker, and throw Waluigi. We'll be okay, Nintendo.
All right.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap it up here, and then we're actually gonna live stream in just a second. But yeah, everybody, don't forget. This will be on YouTube as well, so drop some comments. What do you think about the game so far? What are you looking forward to? Yeah, what do you think of Smash so far as a whole? First month out, give me your opinions and your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Go check us out on YouTube. Same name, no underscores.
Phone Wallet Games.
Let us know what you think about the game.
Actually, if you just scroll a little under this video, you'll see a box. Just click on that, takes you right to our YouTube.
Just updated.
Just updated.
We're getting more consistent content out to you guys.
We're getting professional.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, as always, take it to the outro.
Oh, as always, whatever you do, never forget your phone,
your wallet,
and them games.
Games, dude.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.